And we are good to go.
Will we see submarine?
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. Alrighty then. I said that, but I was thinking that the loading would be a bit shorter. Alrighty then! Here we are now for the second semifinals of the evening. It is going to be a ZvZ. This can go a numerous amount of ways, but Lings are probably going to be involved. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we do in fact have a blue Zerg. Just have trap in my mind a little bit too much. The blue Zerg coming out all the way from Land of Soul. He is going to be representing into the clan. However, is currently teamless. He is one of the scariest looking players coming out of Korea in these past couple of months. Representing, no wait, he is teamless. Give it up for Solar.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ice and Chrome LE, we have the Korean Zerg player and Yaku.
Yes.
Down in Africa, we have representing Africa Freaks. It is Armani.
Yeah, no affiliation to Giorgio.
Yes, yes. He I believe he has his own fashion brand though. You know, he's you know, currently in a lawsuit.
It's very fine out that they're actually both sort of intertwined, but Armani's are trying to distance himself.
Yep. It's like, but sir, you need to come back. This is your company. He's like, no, I'm playing StarCraft. This is my passion.
Leave
This
me
is
alone.
where I am.
Like, I already signed that thingy, right? Where I be promoting the company when I play.
But yeah, we are heading into a ZvZ, and we'll see how this shapes up. As so far, you know, there hasn't been any early aggression, early pools, early gas timings. And to be fair, that's kind of expected on a map like Ice and Chrome. This is turning out to be one of the more macro favored maps.
Well, you say that, but I've had some experiences on Ice and Chrome. Yeah, no, it is a very macro-oriented map, though. At least when we look at these sort of professional games.
Yeah, we do see both players already going up to their third hatcheries, both safely going for their bailing nest as well. No one is skipping it. No one is going right into roaches or anything like that. No one is taking early gases either. Everyone is still on one. So yeah, they're playing this out fairly standard.
Alright, Lingbane Wars are going to be approaching. I have a feeling that both of them went more, you know, they went more into defensive banelings. But okay, never mind, Armani. That's 12 lings on the way. Solar producing quite a bit of his own.
Yeah, so this is where we get to the stage where one player will be the aggressor, the other will be defending. Armani will be flooding lings across the map, trying to deny that third base of Solar. Meanwhile, Solar is going to be wanting to try and defend it with banelings, as of course they both did go for that bailing nest. And we'll see if he's able to do so. Ooh, Solar being pulled his attention a little bit to the south, so maybe Armani will be able to find an opportunity here.
Alright, the Balings are being produced yet here, Light. They are only now starting, but is it gonna be too late? Best case scenario here is that Armani either doesn't target down these, or doesn't realize that these, yeah, basically just doesn't target down these eggs, but he does. And this is a lot of momentum behind Armani.
Only one bailing did morph in for Solar, so with this, I think Armani may be able to deny this hatchery. He's going to try and focus down. Yeah, we'll see.
He might have enough to end the game if he's careful with the bailings, and that he is. Wow, alright, look at that. Even managing to cancel these eggs right before they hatch. But
yeah, and it looks like Solar has enough.
Funnily enough, Armani not committing to either taking out this third or going all in. Not actually getting much of anything done.
Yeah, I mean he did kill a lot of queens. He killed the 2 queens earlier, and Lings are flooding in across the map. Oh, the Baneling does get focused down as well, so no more Banelings are being morphed in for Solar.
All right, well, this is finally Armani might be able to, you know, secure his place here. They wanted to earlier on. This Baneling is, oh man, this is such a delicate dance right now for Armani. You can see him playing with fire quite a bit, and yeah, luckily his reaction times are quick enough that he does pull away.
Yeah, and with that, Armani does get pushed back. It looks like he may still try and go for that base, but looks like Solar may also just have enough here as well.
Yeah,
he gets pushed back.
I'm actually starting to get a little bit worried for Armani here. He is just really indecisive right now and not really knowing what he wants to go for. That said, he still has a healthy economy back at home. He is still continuing to pump out Ling after Ling after Ling. And sometimes all it takes is one Baneling. The Lings of Solar taken out.
Yeah, and you say healthy economy, but he is down 10 workers right now.
Well,
He's
I mean, like,
producing
if
nothing
you don't compare
but
it
Ling.
to Solar,
That's
has
the only
enough to
player
pump
to
Lings
compare it
out.
to right now. So Armani, he still needs to deal more damage. Like, again, there have been multiple opportunities for him to take out that third, but he keeps going in. Like I don't blame him. There are these opportunities for him to go into the natural, and he goes for it, but it just buys Solar more time. And oh my god,
was that a light being pulled?
he just manually detonated his Banelings, and
I didn't think
he barely got anything done.
This is
God.
okay. When Armani went from 10 to 3 to 8 to 0.
Yeah, and just like that, like, oh god, I think that was the one move there where Armani maybe had enough Banelings to try and like turn the tide of the battle, but Solar just has too much.
Yeah, now Armani's scrambling to just try to get his economy back up, try to get some defenses back at home. But Solar, look at the army supply difference isn't that big anymore. But just look at how Armani split up his army though. That's gonna be enough here at home to defend.
Yeah, there are Banelings defensively though, so Armani, he can hold on as he will have 2 Banelings, but the problem is that, not quite finding the damage done there, only 2 drones go down. He does scout the Spire though, and that is so vitally important that Armani sees that, and now with that information, he's just continuing to flood more Lings. He's going to try and end the game before those units come into play.
Because that's really the one thing that Armani has 0 counter to at this moment, and won't be able to build any counters to.
Yeah, and he's trying to find like an angle. He's making more and more Lings, more and more Banelings as well. The queens are a little bit exposed here. Maybe gonna try and deal with them with his Lings. Hopefully he doesn't manually detonate again.
Yeah, that's quite a bit unfortunate. No, not manually detonating them, but does run into Solar. GG is called. I want to tell you, like, just under 8 minutes.
Yeah, GG. Game number 1 goes for Solar, and again, that's such a shame because, like, we both saw it. There were plenty of opportunities for Armani to kill that third base, to get that like 100% like secured damage done. But there were always like these little openings where it's like, oh, I can dive into the natural. Oh, I can dive on these queens, and I can get damage done, and maybe things can snowball. But Solar just had enough to stop that from happening, and because of that, Armani was punished for not killing that third.
Exactly. I don't know, I think, yeah, I agree with you 100% there. Armani had to do something. He had to either kill the third, back away, and then go into the mid game in an advantageous position, or take a bit more of a risk and try to go into the natural domain and just end the game out there. But either way, he had to do something. Yeah,
he had to commit to one or the other, and he just kept bouncing back and forth, right? He kept like, oh, maybe I can dive into the third. Oh, into the natural. Oh, maybe I can kill the third, and because of that indecisiveness, Solar was able to hold on both fronts, and he just came out miles ahead.
Yeah, nodding along. Alright, and speaking of miles ahead, here we are now going onto the map that is at least a couple of miles long. Pillars of Gold, LE. It accentuates the Golden Wall, which which protects the Eternal Empire. Eventually I'm gonna keep adding more and more to that, if you realize that, like. And the bottom left hand corner of the map spawning. And the bottom left hand corner of the map, we do in fact have a blues coming out all the way from the land of Korea. And from ESL last week to GSL this couple of days ago to even just today, this player has been looking absolutely dominant. Can he break his own record, and as well as this record? Well, he's gonna have 2 players to get through before that. Currently teamless. Give it up for Solar.
All right.
My brain might be a little bit fried here, Light. It's been going for about 4.5 hours.
All good, all good. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Pillars of Gold LE, we have the Korean Zerg player representing Afrika Freaks. It is Armani.
So, Lingbane Wars, Light?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, so far, openers have been pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. No one going for anything early, really. So we could just end up in a game similar to last game where things kind of escalate after they get their third bases.
Yeah, we're gonna have 5 8-minute games in a row.
It's possible. Again, like, it's such a shame because last game I favored Armani. Like, Armani was looking so good if he just committed to something.
Yeah.
But because he didn't, he let Solar, get back into it, right? I think there was definitely opportunities there for Armani to kill the third, back off, and then he'd just be ahead, Like, it could have just been that simple, but yeah, things kind of got complicated.
That hit did. It's, I'm not sure how accurate this is, but I feel like it always reminds me of this quote very recently from, Kerwin. Oh no, he's sinking.
Yeah, and it's hard, right? Like, we've all been there before where we're pushing across the map, we're dealing some damage, and then it's like, oh, like, I can do this, and then maybe end the game, and then you do it, and then you don't end the game. Then it's like, oh, like, if I didn't do that, and if I just, went for that safe damage, then I would have been in a better position. It's you mentioned it before. It's a risk, right? It's a risk that you take, and
yeah. So you can try to mitigate the risk with confidence, but yeah, it's still definitely a risk that you want to be taking.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, and
you don't always want to
interesting.
be taking it. Okay, both of them are going heavy on the Lings, Light.
Yes. So I was talking about it earlier. Like, this is pretty standard up until now, where they've got their third bases, they're going for their bailing nests. And last time Armani was the aggressor, Solar was the defender. This time both players are looking to be aggressive. Both players looking to try and deny that third base.
Yeah, but we might see a little bit of a quick, which player is going to be the first one to back down from that aggressive role. Armani is already halfway across the map. Solar, meanwhile, trying to get a couple of bailings of his own, just in case. He kind of planned for this, just in case, we end up in this weird situation where both players decide that they want to be the aggressor. And it's working out pretty well for Solar right now. But how long will that last? Good use of the bailings there.
Yeah, 2 bailings for 2 bailings. Again, both players are both skipping out on workers, not really too much of a disparity there, and it looks like Armani, he's pulling Solar a little bit apart, trying to multi-prong, but the bailings are here at the third base.
That they are. Oh, Solar didn't see these Lings!
Oh, the bailings!
The bailings now! Oh, speaking of the bailings, yeah, that was another clash.
Yeah, 2 for 4, I believe. So Armani trading better, and these 2 bailings, they're sneaking in. So he doesn't notice.
How many? Oh, we don't have game heart, but 9 drones have gone down from that. Solar, if he wasn't committed before, he's gonna have to be now.
The bailing connections are just so good for Armani right now, and he is ahead in that working count, not by much, but Armani, he does have the momentum going for him.
Indeed, he does. But he is going to have to continue to be getting lucky like that. No, or I guess I should say getting lucky. It's more of a, just having those really good bailing connections. And there does come a point where, there's an amount of fatigue sets in. You can't quite get those connections that you want. Bailing's crashing to the Queens, so the Queens is still alive. So
yeah,
that's
a lot of
definitely
wings.
a plus.
A lot of lings from Armani did go down there for not much at all, and he was trying to pull Solar's attention apart, but Solar was able to defend quite nicely there, and he is looking to stabilize up.
Here for Solar. Okay, he moves away from the eggs, just trying to go for a counter attack of his own.
Oh, yeah, he's actually pulling Armani back home.
Yeah, and got transfuses back on Soul's queens, so not gonna be losing them anytime soon to a stray ling or something like that.
Yeah, and Solar, he's buying a lot of time right now, pulling Armani's lings off to the side, and yeah, behind this Solar, he's able to drone up a little bit. He's still a little bit behind though, and we do have a lot of banelings here for Armani.
That we do, and they are taking out a decent number of Solar's lings, but there are backups, there are reinforcements, and again, the banelings trade with the banelings. Solar has a couple left, and Armani is gonna have to be a lot more careful moving in.
Yeah, definitely. Armani not really finding much damage here. And it looks like both players, I like it, they're both going for those Roach Warrens, they're both transitioning, they both realize that neither player is going to break.
Yeah, Solar getting it quite a lot quicker, which, depending on your perspective, can be a good thing or a bad thing. You do not want to get these roaches surrounded by lings early on, I tell you.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the differences between these two players. Solar, he went for a faster Roach Warren, meanwhile Armani went for a faster +1 range, so they both have their advantages. Either way, like, roaches aren't going to be moving out anytime soon.
Not quite yet. Armani going to be committed to these double Evo chamber style. He's trying to get as many roaches and upgrade them as well as he can. So right now he's kind of forced to drone. He did lose quite a bit earlier on, so he's not quite gonna get those roaches out. At least won't be able to face Armani's numbers, but he is getting the much quicker lair.
Yeah, quite interesting that Armani is still on hatch tech. He hasn't started his lair at all, which could come into play the longer this game goes on.
That it can. We do see Solar just going for a bit of a run by right now. He's trying to see what he can get done.
Yeah, he's pushing out across the map. This does get spotted by the overlords of Armani, so he should be aware of this. He does have defensive roaches of his own, so he should be fine. But again, I'm kind of worried as this game progresses. The lair is almost done for Solar. It hasn't even started yet for Armani.
Indeed, and it's really... You cannot overstate how useful Galaudo Constitution is in a Roach v Roach scenario.
Yeah, whether it's Glyle, whether it's like, I don't know, maybe we'll even see a Muta switch, like a Spire may be thrown down, +2 as well, like continuing with those upgrades, and there we go, Roach speed is on the way, and I'm worried, like, it still hasn't started for Armani.
Yeah, but he does have a lot more army here, almost twice the amount of Solar right now. Solar is he's gonna have to have some really insane positioning right now. With Galaudo Constitution, it does help a little bit, makes it a little easier, but that's still quite a ways off. I do like this Spine Crawler here, though, from Solar. Buys him a lot of time. The Lings are surprisingly evaporating right now for Armani.
Yeah, and there's just so much Roach Ravager here. Armani, he's pushing on forward. The Biles land all over the army. Drones are being pulled as well, but it looks like with these reinforcements, Armani, he may be able to break Solar.
Yeah, this is just about the perfect anti-timing coming out from Armani. GG is called, and Armani gonna be tying up that this series sideways 1-1.
Wow, GG, well played, and Armani, he didn't even care that he didn't have Lair on the way. He didn't expect the game to last that long. He just went for this massive all-in push, and yeah, Solar just caught off guard.
Indeed, he did. I have to wonder how differently that would have played out, right? If Solar just had a couple of banelings, he morphed proactively for defense instead of seeing to move out and then going for the banelings, which by then was kind of a little bit too late. Because those roaches, you know, Armani had more of them. The real MVP there, I feel, were the lings.
Yeah, definitely. Like the links to support for Armani were just what he needed. I don't know if you noticed, but Solar, he was panic morphing in Banelings when the army was already there. Like if he had those Banelings ready, then they would have been able to deal with those Lings, but Solar, he just wasn't expecting the push.
That he was not. And speaking of what you were not expecting, here we have it now on to Everdream LE, which you probably were expecting, funnily enough. Ideally Edle, where in the top right hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right hand corner of the map, we in fact have our Blues coming down all the way from the land of Korea. He is one of the most dominant players in this sort of second quarter of that's a quick pool. Currently teamless, we have Solar.
I believe that was a 12 pool, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Everdream LE, we have the Korean Zerg player currently getting 12 pools, going for a hatch first. Oh god. We have representing Afrika Freaks. It is Armani. Is it gonna be a hatch gas pool?
If there was ever a map to 12 pool on, yeah, this is pretty much it.
Ah, he's going for hatch gas pool.
Armani,
Okay,
this is looking pretty rough. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that Solar went straight up just link flood. He did not go for any gas.
He's pulling everything.
The boys. He's pulling everything. Okay, so yeah, this is about as all in as you can really get here.
It does get spotted. The Overlord sees it. He knows.
About how to see prepare.
Exactly.
How to see prepare.
This is best case scenario, and he should be walling off. Yep, he's gonna try and wall off with Evos and a hatchery.
What?
Oh god, can he get the wall up there?
Hatchery there?
Yeah, because you don't need creep to throw it down. He needs a little bit more minerals.
No, just enough. No, the Jordan's going home. He went for a third Evo Chamber Light.
What? He didn't have enough. He cancels everything, and with this, I think Solar's got it. Like he had the. I've seen this before. He had the right idea. You need 2 Evos and then a hatchery, but he didn't have enough of the hatchery.
I think his brain might have went on autopilot a bit there.
It's possible, and the the spines are being thrown down. There's no mining at all for Armani.
Yeah, one of these spines is about to be finished up here. Armani did not focus any of them down. Now he's going to try to get us around with these drones, and is it going to be enough? There is a surprising amount of damage here when you get your drones to surround like this. And it doesn't take it out.
There are just so many Lings. Yeah, and one more spine is about to finish up. Oh, is there just enough for Solar?
Solar is
maybe?
losing supply. Solar is losing a lot of supply, but the spine crawler does actually make it out. Okay, this is the timing. This is a golden opportunity right now for Armani.
Yeah, and with the Queen, with those Lings, he just evacuates. He just abandons it.
Yes, F it. I'm out.
Yeah, and with this, I think Solar may have held.
Or Armani may have held.
Armani may have held. Sorry,
All Zerg players do look the same to you. But here's the thing, though. Now Solar has the high ground. How about he's giving up the high ground?
Yeah, he unbars. And Armani's on the limit.
GG. That was a game.
Wow, GG Armani, well played, and yeah,
drone drilling there, yeah.
Yeah, really good drone drilling. He was able to get out his Queen and then just enough Lings.
Sorry, I'm trying to stuff my face with nuts in between the analyzing.
It's all good. We are loading into game number 4. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, number 4.
Number 4. Solar, he is on match point.
Armani's on match point.
Armani's on match. Yeah, sorry. Look, it's been a long day.
It has.
Yes. So Armani, he did win on Pillars of Gold, and now just then, wow.
Wowee. And here we are now having it coming in on to Death Aura LE, the Aura of Death, which is usually radiation, but it doesn't have to be. Here we have it then, over in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. His sentiment life is on the line, and there's a lot of hype surrounding him, Light. Before we were going in, can he fulfill that? He is the last of the Splice Boys for tonight anyway, representing Into the Clan, but currently teamless, so, you know, team owners, keep your eye out. We have Solar.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Death Aura LE, we have the Korean Zerg player currently up 2-1 in this best of 5. He only needs one more. He's taken out TY. Can he take out the other Splice Boy in Solar? He is representing Afrika Freaks. It is Armani.
No 12 pool this time.
No 12 pool.
Unfortunately.
Which, yeah, Solar, like, he was looking for a quick, easy win, and to be fair, it was looking pretty good for him. Like Armani, he went for, you know, a pretty standard greedy opener, hatch gas pool. The pool was as late as it could be. The wall didn't go down either. He was forced to cancel everything because the wall wasn't a wall. But yeah, he did well in the end. He was able to hold.
That he was. So now, yeah, now it's time to see if that will really translate. I guess, you know, we normally think of Armani as a fairly versatile-ish player, right? Who is not quite a map man like someone like Ragnarok, not super aggressive like someone like True. But so far in the series, I normally think of Solar as a very aggressive player, like. But Armani has actually been the one to pull the trigger sooner.
Yeah, definitely for the most part. Other than that last game, like Armani has been pretty aggressive. He's been really like pressing the issue, and it's been working out for him for the most part. Like again, even game number 1, the one game that Solar won, like there were definitely a lot of opportunities there for Armani to take the win. So yeah, really impressive play so far.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll see how that carries over to the 4th game in the series.
That we will, as so far, pretty standard openers. You know, once again, everyone's getting their third bases. They're getting their safety bailing nests. No one's going for any fast Roach Warren or 2-base all-in or anything like that. And again, we just have to just chill, wait for the production tab, see who floods Lings first.
Yeah, we can try to look at these Overlord placements, which interesting. Ladies Triangle site on the minimap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One of them's isosceles, the other one not quite.
Yeah, and so far, like, nothing too out of the ordinary from either player. They're both getting, you know, a decent amount of Lings, mainly for defense. Nothing too aggressive. Yeah, both players, they're just kind of being defensive, being passive. Yeah, they're just droning up.
Well, okay, this is quite a bit of a turn from what we've been seeing so far this series. Roach Warren is going to be thrown down first by Solar. They get a defensive bailing this, but once he realizes, yeah, no, Armani's not going to be super aggro for this many times in a row.
Yeah, both players, you know, they're both working on +1 range. They're both getting their Roach Warren. As you said, Solar a little bit faster with both, with his upgrade and with his Roach Warren, but yeah, so far so good. And ooh, Armani does deny the scouting, so Solar isn't 100% sure what Armani is going for. So he's a little bit in the dark, and again, it can be a little bit dangerous in the ZvZ if you don't know what your opponent's doing. Like again, like 2-base Spire, Muta switches, they can come out and they can just end the game. So yeah, he's a little bit unawares.
Yeah, but trying to minimize the amount of possibilities as well. Knows that it's probably not going to be a Spire anytime soon, but even if it is, he just wants to make sure that he's got a very healthy army count that can just ignore his Mutas.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks like he's trying to get into the natural, and he does end up making it in. He does get that full scout off, so he knows 100% that there's no Mutalisk, there's no Spire. He does get a good gas count, so yeah, Roach v Roach.
I'm liking how Armani is positioning here. He knows that Solar can only rotate between the ramp into the main or the ramp at the third base. And so he's just sort of, you know, splitting up his banelings, just trying to see if he can sort of corral the lings to go into his banelings. The roaches are now out.
Yeah, the roaches are now out, and there's just so much here from Solar. He's flooding lings behind this. Meanwhile, Armani, he's throwing down a bunch of spines in the natural, but it could be too late.
It is, yeah, definitely looking that way, at least a little bit. This is a pretty good position, though, with these queens for Armani, but is it going to be enough? Because, again, so many lings are coming in to reinforce. He's buying time for these spine crawlers, which is usually the other way around.
Yeah, and looks like the spines will be able to finish. He's even pulling his boys, as Armani did drone up more than Solar. He has drones to spare, and the spines, they're coming on forward.
That they are. It will take a bit of time for them to burrow, though, and once they're down, is there enough of a buffer here for Armani to really keep them alive? Armani is still in this game. He does also have +1 range weapons a lot sooner than Solar does, but he's lost 13 drones.
That he doesn't. Actually, did Solar cancel it earlier? Is that what happened?
He has been known to do that.
Wow, interesting. So it looks like Armani, he's trying to hold as best he can. He still has all 3 of his spines, and it looks like he will.
He's actually held. Wowee. I'm not sure if he should be counterattacking right now, though.
Yeah, he needs to calm down right now. He needs to back up. It's really bold of him to be pushing out across the map, and we'll see how it goes for him again. Like, if Solar doesn't have too much, he has a bunch of lings. And, you know, he was able to drone up behind this. Armani, he lost all of the drones at his third base during that attack, but in the end, he held. He has the upgrade advantage, and with that advantage, he's actually getting a Spire.
Exactly. Solar only now finishing up his lair upgrade. Armani, he can just he could absolutely blindside Solar right now. Because again, where was the scouting from Solar into that main base? Denied is the answer to that.
Yeah, he has no idea that this is coming, and honestly, like, that defense was beautiful. That was actually beautiful to see. The spine micro, like, he was leapfrogging his spines to get to his third base because they were all in his natural. And again, he denies the scouting. The lings don't get into the natural. He doesn't see the gas count. He doesn't see the Spire.
Yep, and without seeing the Spire, who's going to get spores?
No one.
Some people
no
get
one.
Safety spores, but like, yeah.
Some people do, but in the ZvZ, it's crazy. And here we go. The roaches are pushing out across the map, going to be dealing some damage here. And meanwhile, Solar did go for a scout. He does have an Overseer in the main base. He did actually spot the Spire. He knows.
Nice. All right, then. Gonna go for the Hydralis then, which is the natural counter to Mutalisk. But it do take a little bit of time to get fully upgraded there. They do... I feel like Hydras without groove spines are not gonna beat Mutalisk compared to Hydras that do have groove spines.
Yeah, these Mutalisks can be difficult to deal with, and Armani does pick off a Ravager, does back off as well. So getting a little bit of value there. Both players are getting up to 4 bases. They've backed off, they're working on their upgrades, and we'll see how much damage these Mutalisks can get done.
Yeah, a couple of spores being thrown down now, but not too many. Okay, gonna be continuing to reinforce them. Solar will go in for a Lurker then, which is pretty interesting to me. But I guess when you know that your opponent isn't just going mass Muta, they're also gonna get they also have a Roach ground army. Lurkers are absolutely what you want.
Yeah, definitely. And Armani goes in, he slaps a Ravager. He looks like he's going to get a couple of Queens as well. He does spot the Hydralisk then, though, so he is aware of that. He should be aware of the possibility of Lurkers, and there's a decent Roach count here.
Yeah, but high ground and positioning from Solar is going to be enough right now for Armani to retreat and regroup. Nidus Worm going to be finishing up right now for Armani Light, and with Mutalisks, you can absolutely... get vision.
Yeah, this is interesting, and I like this. So Armani he does have the higher army supply at the moment, so he could be going for this massive push. Could even be opting to go for a Nidus here in the main base.
Yeah, he really just needs to take out that Overlord, maybe make a little bit of a play of like, hey, my Mutalisks are here trying to... There we go. He's distracting the army with the Mutalisks right now, and Solar has no idea that this Nidus Worm is coming up.
No idea. Yeah, he doesn't see it at all, and the Nidus will finish up. The Lurkers are finishing up as well, though, so Lurkers defensively are going to do so well, but Armani does have an Overseer here with the main army.
And this is getting a little bit crazy right now. Solar trying to push up this ramp, which is never a good idea. The Biles, thankfully, are going to do a pretty good job of zoning. Now Solar has been able to break his way on through. Armani does have the upgrade advantage for the time being, but as we said, it's not as important to Roach v Roach compared to positioning. Here come the Roach reinforcements though from Armani, and is this too much for Solar to deal with? I think it might be.
Yeah, that was beautiful to see. The Lurkers got focused down by those Ravagers, by that Roach Ravager. It looks like Armani, he may just have too much.
I think we're about to see our second finalist for the evening here, Light.
Yeah, like he has the high ground, he has the choke point. There are a couple of Lurkers here for Solar.
But yeah, Solar keeps trying to fight up this ramp, which I can kind of understand it. He's trying to save his lair, but I don't know. He's bleeding out a lot of army because of it.
He's bleeding out so much trying to get up this ramp, and it looks like the main base will go down.
Ooh, boy. And just like that, Armani is gonna, what's it called, live up to his reputation of the Splice Killer.
That he is. He took down TY, he took down Solar, 3-1 in the end, and Armani, he's looking to go for the trifecta. He's going to the finals to face Trap.
Yeah, unfortunately not a Splice player, but, you know, next best team. If only it was stats.
That would have been the best storyline. That would have been beautiful.
No, but you know it's an even better storyline. Solar had to beat Stats, his older brother, to make it to these semis, but in the end...
Yeah, and I just love this because Armani, he took out TY in a ZVT, he took out Solar in a ZvZ. Now we're gonna see how he shapes up in a ZVP. This is the final matchup, and oh boy, I'm excited. Like again, Armani, he's taken out Stats before. You know, if he can take out Stats, Trap, he's not quite the Shield of Ire. You know, with his aggressive plays, Armani may be able to find something.
Oh, you're right. Don't really have much to add to that, aside from that. Look, I want to point out, Steel put in live feed. Yo, you know, don't underestimate the effects of 3 best of 5s. I'm like, psh, nah.